It's turning its back on military service.
For years, it's been the cornerstone of the country's security. But these days, there's a real risk the Israeli Defense Forces could be left defenseless. Conscription is at an all-time low.
About 50% of Israeli Jewish males don't serve in the military.
Ronnie Balkan spent most of the year and a half he was in the army trying to convince his superiors to release him on medical grounds. They eventually did, but only after he'd wasted months sitting around, he says, doing nothing while in uniform.
I did get drafted for because of this feeling that I would be a parasite if I wouldn't. And a couple of months later, I realized that I just couldn't take part any longer in what's called the Israel Defense Forces, which has nothing to do with defense other than by name.
And a growing number of Israelis agree with him. Netta Friedman made sure she scored low on her army entrance tests. So instead of serving as a soldier, she's now doing civil service, working as an art instructor in a center for the mentally disabled.
I have a lot of friends in the army, and I saw how they were when they first came to the army and how they are now. And it's a lot of brainwashing, actually, and they just strip you down from your identity and make you basically a soldier.
10 years ago, the Refusnik movement started in Israel. Youngsters refusing to serve in the army on political grounds. Add to that the nearly 15% of potential draftees who don't serve because of religious reasons. And a recent series of scandals also saw public trust in the military decline.
The state didn't give a shit about his family, so he chose not to go.
This video, posted on YouTube, says a true Israeli doesn't evade the truth. In other words, a true Israeli avoids conscription. 15 or 20 years ago, an advert like this would have been unthinkable. In those days, not serving in the army was something shameful. But now youngsters have role models like actor Leonardo DiCaprio's former girlfriend, Israeli model Bar Rafaeli, who evaded service and gave it legitimacy.
The violations of human rights carried out by Israel, the absolute disrespect of the international law, it's crystal clear. There's no question about it.
Studies show that by 2020, the number of military-age Jewish Israelis who will not be serving will be the highest ever. The growing trend has the military worried it won't have all the troops it needs, especially now as the region heats up and the army needs all the soldiers it can get. Paula Slier, RT, Tel Aviv.
Well, more world news for you this hour, and to India now.